Logan Paul burst onto the scene in WWE in 2022 to great acclaim, but at least one all-time great had already soured on the YouTube star turned grappler. WWE legend Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson ended his budding friendship with Paul years before the YouTuber ever stepped in the ring, and honestly, Paul has no one to blame but himself for The Rock choosing to distance himself. Paul and Johnson's friendship traces back to 2016. In December of that year, Paul surprised his followers by teaming up with the superstar actor for a video. Paul wasn't shy about his near worship for The Rock at the time.
Anyways, big collab day with someone who I admire and have the utmost respect for, and potentially I think might be the best person on earth at this moment.
They apparently met on the set of Baywatch, where Paul had a cameo that was ultimately cut out. In a guest appearance on the Chris Fade show, Paul confessed that The Rock was the sole celebrity who truly intimidated him, saying, "I don't get starstruck, I do not, and when I was next to The Rock for the first time, I was shaking like a little girl. He's my idol. He's the one guy who I actually resonate with in Hollywood." The bromance blossomed on YouTube, with both stars featuring on each other's channels. Their collabs came to an abrupt halt near the end of 2017, when Paul found himself in the middle of a controversy that tanked his reputation and nearly ended his career. On December 31st of that year, Paul uploaded a vlog from Japan's Aokigahara forest, colloquially known as the Suicide Forest. It's notorious for its tragic history of people taking their own lives there, dating back decades. Touting the video as the most real vlog I have ever posted on this channel, Paul included uncensored footage of an apparent suicide victim, sparking outrage far and wide. YouTube removed Paul from its Google Preferred program as a result, and he eventually pulled the video himself. He also issued an apology video.
"I've made a severe and continuous lapse in my judgment, and I don't expect to be forgiven."
One person who did not forgive Paul was Johnson, who found the video particularly appalling, given his personal connections to mental health issues.
DJ was one of the people I hurt because of his mother's experience.
Johnson has been open about his mother's suicide attempt when he was a teenager. He was with his mom and dad in Nashville, driving behind them when she got out of her car.
And she walks right into the middle of I-65 and continues to walk down into oncoming traffic.
Johnson has also detailed his own struggles with depression, telling Express in 2018 that there was a time in his life when he had lost all hope. He said, "I reached a point where I didn't want to do a thing or go anywhere. I was crying constantly." So understandably, the fallout over Paul's video was brutal. Paul said The Rock stopped communicating with him entirely, aside from requesting the YouTuber take down all the videos they made together. Paul admitted he'd have done exactly the same if he were in The Rock's shoes.
A guy in his position doesn't want to be affiliated with a person who did something as reprehensible as that.
Those videos seem to have gone back up on Paul's channel at some point, and there may be a chance of patching up the relationship yet. On the True Geordie podcast in June 2022, not long after his WWE debut, Paul said Johnson attempted to reach out to him on social media, though they didn't actually make a connection. Paul admitted at the time that he was at a loss about how to re-engage with his once idol.
"I've wanted to have a conversation with him about it. I didn't know what to say."
When Paul appeared on In Depth with Graham Benzinger in March 2024, he provided a further update. He said Johnson left him a voice memo saying he enjoyed Paul's "Monkey Took My Prime" video.
"That's funny, man. Hope you're doing well. Always wishing you success from a distance."
But there's less distance between the two now than there was. Now that he's a member of the board of WWE parent company TKO, Johnson is kind of Paul's boss. The final boss, even. If you or someone you know is struggling or in crisis, help is available. Call or text 988 or chat 988lifeline.org.